Hi, and welcome to another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist. I am your host, Dennis Richkovsky, your local donut baker and local broker of real estate here in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. In Season 1, Episodes 1 through 13, I provided you with insights on choosing the coastal community in which you focus your house hunting, information on selecting among the different types of properties available in Emerald Isle, and instruction on how to make a successful offer on your dream property in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, or elsewhere along the Crystal Coast. I begin Season 2 with Episode 14, which is all about answering the kinds of questions I field when home buyers look to Emerald Isle in search of living the dream for themselves and for their families. Perhaps you have some of these same questions. Let's get some of them answered so that you can move ahead with making the process of owning a beach home in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, a happy reality. One of the questions I get is, why should I purchase a beach house in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, when I can purchase a home in that 24-hour cocktail party, also known as the Villages in Central Florida? Good question. For decades, many people have aspired to live in Florida. The state has no income tax. Many residents report a low cost of living. It's almost never cold, and no part of the state is ever too far from the beaches. With its seemingly limitless theme parks, golf courses, and sunshine, what's not to like about wanting to live in Florida? Well, for starters, there are too many old people, and they drive too darn slow, with their blinkers on the entire time. There is nothing wrong with older people, to be sure. I am one of them. However, since most of Florida's growth is due to the influx of retirees, this problem is only going to get worse. Then there are too many tourists, and they clog the airports and roads all around Orlando. There is too much traffic. Roads in Central Florida experience bumper-to-bumper traffic pretty much all day, and when there is an accident, and there are plenty, traffic can come to a standstill for hours. I'm told traffic's no better around Miami. Then there's too much heat. Florida is really, really, really hot. And the humidity is high also. There are only two seasons in Florida, summer and August, the latter of which lasts around 150 days. If you like a 90-degree heat wave in December, then you will really like Florida. Then there are too many roaches. Roaches like hot weather too, and they grow really, really large, about the size of your fist. Okay, well, maybe not that big. Maybe as big as a baby's fist, but that's still pretty big. Then there are too many exotic animals. You may find a bear in your garage, an alligator in your pool, or a python in your backyard. And if these objections haven't turned you off to Florida, consider that a lot of people, when they move to Florida, they move there to check out, literally. Well, enough Florida bashing for now. And let's turn to a topic I am intimately familiar with, living the dream in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. What's not to love about 12 miles of south-facing beaches on the southern outer banks of the North Carolina coast? Fill your days with coastal sunrises and sunsets, crashing Atlantic Ocean waves, expansive sandy shores, and soothing sea salty air. Life truly is a beach here, and when you get here, you'll wonder why it took so long. Another question I get frequently asked is, what is island time like? Well, for starters, it's a little more laid back, a little more relaxed, and a lot more enjoyable. You can find the hustle and bustle of busy life everywhere, but where can you go to escape it? Here, in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. Set your watch on island time and see how it works for you. It beats the heck out of standard time and daylight saving time. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is about choices. Make the good choice to slow down and enjoy life. Take me, for example. Nearly every morning, I walk out onto the beach. Do I go east or do I go west? Typically, I choose east and watch the sun rise over the Atlantic Ocean. In the evening, I turn west and bid the day goodbye, enthralled with the gorgeous palette of colors associated with the sun setting over the Atlantic Ocean. Another question I get frequently asked is, how affordable is the real estate? Emerald Isle, North Carolina was recently named one of the top 10 places to find affordable coastal real estate in this country. Emerald Isle offers a comfortable cost of living where you can buy your beach house without breaking your budget. You can't beat the scenery either, or the weather. Summers bring temperatures in the high 80s and low 90s, with a cooling breeze always coming off the Atlantic Ocean. Winters are mild and with temperatures averaging in the 50s and 60s. Spring and fall are simply gorgeous, with low humidity and clear, crisp air. Will I have neighbors, and is there a sense of community, is yet another question I am asked. We welcome new residents and value those whose roots run deep. Nice matters here. It is our town motto, after all. So come experience it for yourself. The local government of Emerald Isle works diligently to maintain the town's beauty and popularity with residents, vacationers, and investors alike. Emerald Isle puts on several seasonal events throughout the year, including the annual St. Patrick's Festival, the Emerald Isle Marathon, 4th of July fireworks, and the Thanksgiving Parade. The town also maintains 12 miles of bike trails, several parks, and countless accesses to the expansive beach, which is kept immaculately clean and safe for beachgoers. All this attention to detail attracts more tourists and therefore more potential homeowners. One of the big draws for potential homeowners is that with all the local amenities, local property taxes are the second lowest among the 29 coastal communities along the North Carolina Outer Banks. Another frequent question is the water nearby? If you love the water, Emerald Isle has got you covered. From the sparkling blue-green Atlantic Ocean on one side to the calm Bogue Sound on the other, Emerald Isle is situated right in between, allowing water enthusiasts to experience the best of both worlds within minutes of leaving their home. With 24 miles of quiet and pristine shoreline, endless aquatic adventures await. Emerald Isle is celebrated for its abundant saltwater fishing and boating opportunities, and its plentiful water sport options like swimming, surfing, kayaking, canoeing, and paddleboarding. Another question: can we do more than sunbathe? History buffs love the North Carolina Maritime Museum in Beaufort. There's also historic Fort Macon and the History Place in Morehead City. Bird watchers flock down east to observe migrations of fowl. Art enthusiasts can enjoy visiting the local art shops, galleries, and shows in Emerald Isle and all over the Crystal Coast. Theatergoers can flock to the Carteret Community Theater for their local productions and musicals. And golfers can find a golf course suited to their abilities. And wherever your ball lands, the scenery is stunning. Like the fun, healthcare here also is world class, as would be expected when you have a hospital that is part of the Mayo Clinic. Some of my buyers wonder if the family-friendly, small-town feel of Emerald Isle ever gets too confining. Not to worry, because if it does, you are always close to city life, but not too close. What with the ease of 4-lane access to the bigger cities, the North Carolina state capital of Raleigh, and other nearby coastal communities, including Jacksonville, New Bern, and Wilmington. And we have a local airport about 30 minutes away for reaching destinations too far to go by car. Bottom line, Emerald Isle has recreation and entertainment for all ages and interests, so everyone will enjoy their time here. So now you have my perspective on why you should consider Emerald Isle, North Carolina, not only a vacation destination, but also a quality of life destination. Return next week to the same bat channel at the same bat time of 9 a.m. on Thursday for another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist.